Welcome to Soy Tech Info channel, my dear students. Let us continue the first part. Now this is the second part of motion in a plane. So in the previous class we were discussing about the two types of physical quantities, that is a scalar and a vector, and what are the examples for scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now in this part we will be discussing how to add vectors. For example, let me have the vector A. So this is in this direction, vector A. And I have another vector in this direction, that is B. Now I want to add this vector and I would like to check the resultant vector. So I have this vector A and vector B. Now I am supposed to add these two. So the general practice is, without changing the direction, you have to bring the tail of, this is the tail, this is the head, okay. So you have to attach the tail of the second vector B to the head of the first vector A without changing the direction. That is very important. You should not change the direction, okay, and also you should not change the length of the vectors. So join the tail of A. So I join the tail of A. So here this is the vector and I have brought this B here and I join in this way, okay. Now I am able to connect these two, head and one tail, that is the tail of A and the head of B. So I can join these two. Let me consider this is A vector and this is B vector I have joined. Now the resultant vector is, that is C vector. Are you able to understand this? So this is the vector C, the resultant vector. So C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. Are you able to understand this? Right. So this can be of any direction even, and can you suggest, for instance, let me say this is P and this is Q, okay. So let me write this as P, okay. So the vector is here P vector, the green arrow is P vector and yellow arrow is Q vector, okay. Now R is the resultant vector. So probably it would have been like this. You should not change the angle, okay. So that is very important. You have to maintain the same angle, okay. So the P is, this is P and you should not change the length also. This is P originally, P vector. And what about Q vector? It can be of any, but in this direction. So it can be like this, okay. So this is Q. So I should not change the direction. I have maintained the same, but what I have done, that is, this is the tail of P. This is the head of P. And this is the head of Q. This is the tail of Q. So I have joined the tail of Q to the head of P, okay. So this is the P vector, this is the Q vector. By joining this, now I can join tail of the first vector and the head of the second vector. That results the R vector, that is the result vector. So how can I write this? Vector R is equal to vector P plus vector Q, okay. So this is the way I have to add the vectors, okay, right. Now as you already seen, AB vector, this can also be represented as a AB vector, BC vector. Now this is AC vector, but always remember that you should put the vector arrow mark on the vector, okay. So vector A plus vector B is equal to vector C. Okay. So the C is said to be the resultant vector as we already discussed. Okay, right. Then parallelogram law of vector addition. In this case, I have a vector A, another vector B. Okay, so it travels from O. Now I have the resultant vector. I want to have the resultant vector, and for which what am I supposed to do? That is, draw a parallel line of OA, parallel line to OB. Okay, so here, and similarly OA here as BC. Now you are able to get a parallelogram, and let me say if it is a P, vector P, and what about this? This is vector Q. This is vector Q. This is vector P. So vector P, vector Q. Okay. Now I can draw a right angle here, and this is made as the theta, the same theta, that is the angle between these two vectors, that is theta. Okay. Whereas alpha is the angle between P vector and the resultant vector, that is alpha. Do you understand? And this we have already seen that based on this we can interpret. Okay. So here we have already seen this. Okay. So this is B sin theta. So you can interpret in any term. So B sin theta, B cos theta. So similarly, you can have and this is Q sin theta, Q sin theta, and this is Q cos theta. Okay. And what about this? That alpha and the tan alpha. So here P. So you can have, what is tan alpha? Tan alpha based on ODC. So triangle ODC. In triangle ODC, what is tan alpha? Tan alpha is opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is, what is this opposite side? Q sin theta. So you can put Q sin theta, and adjacent side means this is P plus Q cos theta. So P plus Q cos theta. So this is the way you can work out. And you can find out alpha also. How? By taking the inverse of tan. So you can write this as, what is alpha? Alpha is tan inverse of Q sin theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. So likewise you can write, and this represents the what? The angle of the resultant to the first vector. Okay, right. Next. So vector addition is commutative. Let us see the properties of vector additions. So vector addition is commutative. It means, that is, let me have vector A plus vector B. I can put B vector plus A vector. So both are same. Similarly, vector additions are associative. That is, let me add these two vectors A and B. After that, I add with C vector. Now I can put A vector and then add to the combination of B and C. Okay. So likewise you can interchange the brackets here. So that is called associative property of addition of vectors. Now the rectangular component of vector, the rectangular component of vector in a plane, that is a very important one. Now let me consider, see, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, so this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So I have the origin O here. Okay, so from this a vector travels in a x direction. So let me call this vector Ax. So I can put vector Ax. What about this vector Ay? Now the resultant vector is A. Okay, Therefore, A cos AX, vector AX is equal to A cos theta. Okay, so vector AX, this is the magnitude of vector AX. Once you have gone into what you call the trigonometric formula, then it becomes the magnitude. We talk about only the magnitude. So AX, so what is this AX? This one. How you can bring about, for instance, a cos theta, let me have, this is the right angle. So in this case, now you can put this AY, is it not? This is AY. And what about this? This is parallel here, so this is AX. So let me consider that is AX, the magnitude. Okay, so cos theta is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. Therefore, AX by A. Are you able to follow? AX by A. So when I consider cos theta, AX by A, which is nothing but AX is equal to, I can interchange, is it not? So cos theta is equal to, what is that? AX, adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So A is the hypotenuse. So what is AX? I can multiply these two. So A cos theta. So similarly, what is sin theta in a right angle? Sin theta is AY by what? That is hypotenuse. So sin theta is equal to AY by, what is that? A. Okay, that is the hypotenuse. Now, what is AY? AY is equal to A into sin theta. So that is the second term. This is the first term. Okay, right. And what is this A? A is nothing but the whole square root of AX squared plus AY squared. Is it not? So in that case, now tan theta is equal to, we already know AX squared plus AY squared is nothing but what? That is, so here this is AX squared and this is, so this is a pucker hypotenuse. Okay, right. Now what is tan theta? Tan theta is equal to AY, opposite side divided by adjacent side. So that is why I have given this. So as a rectangular component, we can explain the vector in a plane. Then scalar product of two vectors. So let me consider vector A and vector B. So when it involves vector A and B, so this is called dot product. Okay, so it can be called dot product. So vector A dot vector B is equal to modulus of vector A, that becomes the magnitude. So AB into cos theta. So this can also be written like this: A dot vector B is equal to modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B into cos theta. Are you able to follow? This modulus of vector A is nothing but the magnitude only, no direction is involved, and that is why they have put AB cos theta. So this can also be written like this, and this one should be given A dot B with the arrow mark or bold letter. But when you write that is all these vectors, it would be very difficult for you to put every time the bold letters. So best thing, you can put the arrow mark on the head. Then, but in the case of printed matters, for them it will be convenient to put the bold mark instead of putting the arrow mark. So that is why they adopt that convention. Okay, right. Scalar product is commutative. So A dot B is equal to B dot A. So you can, that is interchange. And similarly distributive, A dot of B plus C is equal to, that is A dot B plus A dot C. So that is known as distributive law. And scalar product of two normal vectors. So when they are normal, it means what? That is vector A, vector B, and their angle between them is normal, means 90 degree means what? For example, this is vector A and vector B is normal. So this is vector B. So the angle between them is theta. So theta is equal to 90 degree. So it means we have to put cos 90. We know cos 90 is equal to 0. Therefore, scalar product of two normal vectors always leads to 0. Then scalar product of two parallel vectors. Two parallel vectors means one vector is like this, another vector is like this. So between them 0 is the angle. So in that case AB cos 0, so that is equal to AB. Okay. Then unit vector. So unit vector means that is, as I already mentioned, the unit vector is, for instance, I is, let me consider. So this is the x-axis, then you have y-axis, and you have z-axis. So x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So along x-axis, unit means 1. So unit along this x-axis, the unit vector is represented as I cap. Along y-axis, the unit vector is represented as j cap. Along z direction, the unit vector is represented as k cap. Okay, all on small letters. So this I dot j, definitely you know very well, that is I dot j, is it not? I dot j, I'm sorry, I dot I in this case, I dot I means what? That is 0 degree, is it not? So I dot I, similarly j dot j, similarly k dot k. So these are all 0 degree, it means that is 1, okay, because both of them are same. So I dot I is equal to j dot j is equal to k dot k, that yields always 1, okay. And I dot j means this is 90 degree, is it not? So when it is 90 degree, definitely you know you have to adopt this formula, so it becomes 0. So I dot j is equal to 0, j dot k is equal to 0, k dot I is equal to 0. Why? Because they are mutually perpendicular to each other, okay, right. Then, so this is what I wanted to mention. So this is along x-axis you have vector I. So it should be represented as I cap, and this is j cap, and this is k cap of unit dimension, okay, in the appropriate x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. Now, vector or cross product of two vectors. So this is represented by vector A cross vector B, that is given as AB into sine of theta, and you have to put n cap. So n cap represents the unit vector that is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B, vector A and vector B. So here let me consider this is vector A and the other one is vector B, okay. So the angle between them is phi or theta, as you like you can put. So here now it makes an angle theta, okay. So if you put like this, this is phi. If you put like this, this is theta, okay. So it makes an angle, and so if it turns in a plane, the axis is turned in a plane, it causes a twisting along the z axis, okay. So this is C. It is represented as what? That is vector C is equal to the cross product of A and B based on the axis. So the axis of rotation, that is very, very important here, okay. So that is why the torque is what? A cross product, that involves a cross product. And similarly electric and magnetic work, electric and magnetic field. So we would have seen in physics the that is thumb rule, okay, left hand rule, all these things are applicable here. And you have got the corkscrew rule, okay. Then so now it is reversed. Suppose if it goes like this, now the normal n cap is reversed. So C is equal to B cross A. So when I interchange, then it happens B cross A, is it not? So B cross A, but because of this, what happens here? There is a negative direction, and that is why A cross B is not equal to B cross A, but the sign change will be there, and that can be interpreted as A cross B is equal to minus B cross A, okay. So let me explain based on this. So if it goes like this, A cross B, if it goes like this, then you can take the n cap. So A cross B, But in this case, it will be what? B cross A, and that will be a sign change here. Okay. Then, and these are all the components of vectors. For instance, when you have the A vector, and it can be represented as component of vectors Ax along x-axis I, Ayj, Azk, and the B vector can be represented as Bx. So this is actually the magnitude. So this one is magnitude. Note this point. This is magnitude. This is magnitude, as well this Ay, Az, these are all magnitude. Why? Because I have split this as a vector, unit vector. So since I have put the unit vector, because we have already seen that is a vector A divided by its what? Modulus of vector A component is equal to, that is vector, suppose if it is along x-axis and this is along x-axis means, and this is the unit vector, okay, I cap. Are you able to follow? In that case, so what is Ax? So Ax vector is equal to Ax modulus into I cap. I hope now you should be able to understand the meaning of this. Okay, that represents Ax vector. Okay, similarly, this is Ay vector, which is nothing but Ay into J vector, and plus Az. So this can be, originally it was represented as A cap. A vector is equal to along, that is x vector plus Ay vector plus Az vector. Now for each we have to substitute these values. So that is why I put here, that is Ax into I vector. I hope now you should be able to understand this. Plus, so once you have put I vector, you should not put again vector for Ax, because this becomes the modulus, and this is the magnitude. And what about this? Ay into J vector plus Az into K vector. Are you able to follow this? Okay, right. Now this can be determined, the cross product of vector A and vector B can be easily interpreted in terms of determinant. So in the first row, Ijk can be, the unit vector can be written, and Ax, Ay, Az, Bx, By, Bz. So based on that, we can find out the solution of what? The product of the two vectors, that is A vector cross B vector. So what do you call this one? This is the cross product. Okay, so this is the vector product of two vectors. Do you understand this? Right. Now, when we talk about this motion in a plane, the projectiles are very, very important. Okay, we talk about various types of projectile. So this causes when a boy drop. Okay, so you cannot expect a straight away drop. Okay, so there will be a slight changes in this. So this is a drop, and whereas here, listen to me, he throws a ball and makes a parabola, a simple parabola. Okay, and what about this? He throws a ball like this, makes a curve, and this is the range. Okay, and even suppose when you fire a bullet. Okay, so this is, let me assume that this is the bullet. I am firing a bullet. Okay, so what happens? The bullet goes like this and comes down after certain distance it has covered. Okay, so these are all the types of projectile, and so when it adopts that is a curved motion like this. Okay, a curved motion, and the maximum distance it covers, that is called the range. Okay, so this is the distance, and the time of flight. So what happens, what is the time taken for this flight to cover this range, to cover this distance? Okay, so that is known as time of flight, and this path is called trajectory path. Okay, Now the path of a projectile is always parabolic. The angle of a projection, for angular projection, the time of flight is given by t is equal to 2u sine theta divided by g. G is the acceleration due to gravity, u that is the initial velocity. Maximum height, that is h, achieved by this projectile is given by u square sine square theta divided by 2g. Horizontal range, that is r, is equal to u square sine 2 theta whole divided by g. So we will be discussing in detail about the derivation later. Then the horizontal range is maximum when the angular projection is 45 degree. Okay. Then angular displacement always is indicated by delta s. Delta theta is equal to delta s divided by r. R is the radius. So the unit of that is theta, here it should be indicated in radian. Okay. We know already 180 degree is equal to pi radian. Now 180 degree is equal to pi radian. Okay, so this is a basic relation you should know. And what about the complete circle? What is the radian required to complete a circle? 2 pi radian. And what about in degree? 360 degree. That's it. Okay, right. So the average angular velocity in terms of differentiation, it is represented as d theta divided by dt. The infinitesimally small change taking place in a given shortest time interval. So that is given as d theta divided by dt. So which is called angular velocity. Okay. So like normal velocity ds by dt. Here d theta by dt. Then average angular velocity, that is given as omega average. So that is 2 pi by t. And this 2 pi by t, 1 by t can be written as nu also. So actually it should be written as nu. 2 pi and nu. So nu is the frequency, the reciprocal of the time taken. Okay, nu, or you can put n also. So its unit is radian per second. Okay, because 2 pi, so it's radian per second. T is the time, second. Then the relationship between the linear velocity and angular velocity, you should remember, v is equal to r omega, and the centripetal acceleration is given as that is r omega square. So we can simply represent the v is equal to r omega. So v squared is v squared divided by r. So it means v is equal to r squared omega squared divided by r. That is why r omega squared. And it is a direction always pointing towards the center of the circular path. Okay, so that is called centripetal acceleration. Okay, right. So so far we have discussed some of the key points in the motion in a plane, and we will discuss some derivations and for the projectile motions and circular motions. Then we will be solving some important problems based on this motion in a plane in the subsequent classes. So thank you very much for watching this video.